Hi, everybody. Welcome to the big finale. I just want to thank you all for coming in, joining us. We have had the most insane 54 hours together. And now it's all coming to a very, very short close, but not before we get to show you guys some of the best presentations that got picked out from you guys. So enough with the music. I want to bring up my deck. Thank you for waiting with us all. We had a little few technical glitches. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share my deck from my screen and get the show on the road, Sunday finales. So I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. View and present. And guys, if one of you can just bring up my screen. Perfect. Thank you. And presenting Sunday. So we are at the finale from the last 54 hours. How exciting was this? Some of you were here for our very first time, and thank you for joining Startup Weekend and coming into our family and our community. And some of you have been here before and know the ball game, but of course had a lot of new learnings with this being taken online. So today we have the final pitches in front of you with the Techstars Startup Weekend Unite to Fight COVID-19 in Ireland. So it's important to note again, guys, that we are one of over 40 countries all around the globe to this weekend taking place in the Techstars Startup Weekend initiative. Over 70 countries took place in total, but it's absolutely insane to have Ireland part of this and have us take part in the wider community. So we want to say a big thank you to Techstars, and they're going to say a big thank you to us. So we have a really nice video here from David Brown, who's the CEO.
Hello again, David Brown here, calling you from my home in Boulder, Colorado, where I've been holed up for the last few weeks. Hope all of you had an amazing experience and came up with some really incredible ideas. I have no doubt that you did. Speaking on behalf of the entire Techstars network, I wanted to thank you. Your work and your passion are very appreciated. I really believe entrepreneurs are more important today than ever before. We have this experience from running startup weekends in person. We typically, if there is such a thing as typical anymore, we typically run them in 1,000 different locations every year all around the world. Hopefully you'll be able to join us in one of those when things get back to normal. Meanwhile, we also have dozens of accelerator programs. Today I'm wearing a t-shirt from our accelerator in Indianapolis. We hope you'll join us at one of those as well as your ideas progress. If you want to stay connected with us, please feel free to check out www.techstars.com. We have a lot of content there for entrepreneurs, especially a lot of content related to surviving in light of COVID-19. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough for working so hard over the course of the weekend to solve this really, really important problem. I'm excited to see what solutions you've come up with and how they'll change the world. Stay safe out there and keep working hard. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, well, I know he can't see me, but I want to wave him goodbye anyway, because David Brown and the rest of the guys at Techstars have really supported us coming into this weekend. And of course, our own Irish network and community have supported us even more to provide this absolutely phenomenal 54 hours of just amazing collaboration, innovation, inspiration, motivation. You guys know it, you guys felt it. And we want to say a big thank you to the people that helped us provide that throughout the weekend. So a big thank you goes out to our judges, our mentors, our team, our partners, and yeah, last one, you guessed it, the participants. So on the team, we had the most phenomenal 13 gang all together that are pretty much best friends right now. We spoke every single day. A big shout out goes to Weechi, Daniel, myself, the amazing Jean, Aisling, Alton, Callum, Gisem, Alan, Shannon, Sai, Sam, Natalie. That's a lot of names in there, but they really are the absolute engine. You might see my face time to time, but really what's working behind the scenes, even right now, Danielle and Sam and Jean just working tirelessly behind this right now, just making sure it's all going well. And the rest of the team, from marketing to partners to sponsorship to volunteers to the tech to the mentors and judges, you would not believe the amount of work that goes into this. And they only did it in 2.5 weeks. So I can't hear you, but I'm just going to presume that you're clapping right now. So thank you very much for joining me in that. And on to more thanks and congratulations to these guys for coming on and getting to be a part of the very first online startup weekend. We have the amazing Ed Fidgen Kavanagh, who provided us with an amazing 12-minute presentation pitch on how to present. He did it personalized, just for us. And he did the most amazing 12-minute pitch video. It was so good. I watched it last night and I watched it again today because I wanted to keep things fresh in my mind, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And it's something that you can always go back to. So that'll always be on our YouTube. So make sure to check it out if you haven't seen it already. We also had the amazing David Cunningham, and he went through the Lean Canvas workshop. So this was done yesterday morning before the guys really got to tackle in and before the mentors came into them. And it's possibly like one of the best fundamental frameworks that you can use for building out your business. And some of you guys might never have come across it before. And for some of you other guys, this is like textbook. This is your ABC. You've seen this before. You've read the book. But we really just want to thank them for coming in and giving their expertise. And then even more expertise. God, we did good. So we had over 17 mentors come in and give advice and feedback and really support the teams throughout basically the whirlwind of entrepreneurship and iterations and problem solving all day yesterday. And we even had some more that loved it so much they came back again this morning and really helped get the teams finish up and ready to submit those final presentations. So a massive thank you to all our mentors that came in, all the time they give up, not even just on this weekend. They also had to be onboarded and face new challenges themselves. So the communication tool that we used over the weekend, Discord, they had to be onboarded as well. So I don't think there was anybody who joined us this weekend who wasn't getting to experience something new, including the organizers. And a massive thank you then, of course, and finally to our champion facilitators who really were the backbone on this weekend in terms of engagement with our participants and our organizing team. They made sure that teams had their answers were being answered. They made sure that they were kept on track. They made sure that they had the support and engagement the whole way throughout the weekend. They really give up so much time between onboarding and between supporting the teams throughout the weekend. Phenomenal people, and these are all well-seasoned and in the community organisers throughout Ireland, few Galway, Dublin, Cork, Offaly, I almost forgot David's Offaly, and the US. So we have so many people from all around who really just came together and supported the teams with their expertise and experience in the startup weekend buzz. So a huge shout out goes to our global partners. Again, with Techstars, they really support us and ensure that our teams have as much support throughout the weekend. So we had Google for Startups, we had HubSpot for Startups, Microsoft for Startups, and Microsoft partnered with us again as a local sponsor, Upwork, Newstar. And it's really phenomenal in terms of supporting the teams throughout the weekend. If they need a quick website build or if they need a domain name, they can get these all free, which is great. When you have 54 hours, you need this kind of support. And it goes without saying, our local partners were absolutely phenomenal. We had the Digital Hub, Microsoft, Dogpatch Labs, Extone, NDRC, and Action Point. And they provided us with support in mentorship. They provided us support in prizes for the teams. So it goes without saying that your local partners are just as important as your organizing team and the mission and the drive, because they support what we're trying to achieve. And we really just come together and feed into the one vision of creating solutions to COVID-19 through entrepreneurship and using the Irish community. So finally as well, and the guys who've been working tirelessly today behind the scenes, our lovely judges. So we have David Byrne, who's the Senior Vice President at UPMC International, Conal Laverty, the CEO of WIA, Alan Costello, our venture investment leader at NDRC, and Leslie Harris, the managing director at EIT Health UK and Ireland. These guys, you haven't got to meet them face to face, and they haven't been on Discord and the platform, but trust me, they have been working just as hard as you have today, with a really difficult job of trying to narrow down our 15 teams down to just 10, which you'll see a little bit later. So the round one judging, here we have the most amazing 15 teams. So when we started out on Friday, we had last week, we had 1 week and over 47 ideas got submitted. This then got narrowed down to a further 18 on the Friday when we started. And then we had some mergers, we had some little acquisitions, we had a little business going on, and it narrowed down to 15 amazing startups and pitches that got submitted with us. So that's what the hard job the judges have had today. Some of the judging criteria to keep it fresh in your minds while we're looking at it, just some of the things of how does the judging work. So the round one has really been completed now. So each team has submitted a 3 to 4 minute video with a pitch deck and answered a few questions around the judging criteria that was pre-selected by Techstars. The second step is the Sunday pitches, which is what we're currently doing. And that's judging and evaluating. So right now, behind the scenes, we have 4 amazing judges who are ready and eager to see these top 10 videos and teams again to decide our top 3. So the judging criteria one last time, we have the problem and impact, execution and design, originality, feasibility, and the business model. So our champion facilitators and our mentors had this pre-hand, and you guys we've been telling you since Friday, since Saturday morning, since Saturday evening, all about the judging criteria to keep it in mind so that your pitches are formulated around this. So it's in here again, and for a good reason, which is a thank you again to our partners and our local partners. These events can't take place and can't be supported to the standard that we'd like them for the participants without these guys on board with us. So it's a huge thank you to, again, the Digital Hub, Microsoft, Dogpatch Labs, Action Point, NDRC, and Elkstone. So what do the guys win? Well, first prize tonight will be winning a gift voucher, a Startup Weekend COVID-19 Ireland t-shirt, the opportunity to pitch at Elkstone Partners Venture, the opportunity to pitch to NDRC with prior mentoring, and courtesy of Dogpatch Labs, 6 months of free hot desking shared across all of the hubs in their network. So if you're thinking, oh, but I'm not based in Dublin, oh, but I'm not based in Cork, oh, but I'm not based in... Don't worry, we have a hot desk around Ireland just waiting for you guys. So, and they've also provided us with swag bags for each person on the winning team mailed to their houses. So that's the first place prize. On second place, we have a gift voucher, a Startup Weekend COVID-19 Ireland t-shirt, opportunity again to pitch at Elkstone Partners Venture, and a LinkedIn 6-month premium membership. And our special team award is going to go to a notary place, is for a gift voucher, a Startup Weekend Ireland COVID-19 t-shirt, and the opportunity again to pitch at Elkstone Partners Venture. It's worth noting that Microsoft came in this weekend, and outside of, they provided us with a little bit of mentorship guidance, but they also give us, they provided $100 as Zero passes for each participant. So make sure if you're looking to redeem those to go onto the perks documented that's linked in our cheat sheet for the participants. And what is Techstars coming in with? So like I mentioned earlier, we are one of 70 countries taking part in the global initiative of Unite to Fight COVID-19. Techstars has amazingly joined with Differential Ventures, and what we're going to be offering, what they're offering to the winners of the top 20 teams globally is a 3-day Techstars Innovation Bootcamp. And trust me, this is the most amazing prize ever. They have great connections, network, mentorship, the best advisors that you could possibly have to make one of these ideas this weekend get to the next level. And following that, they have the top 5 bootcamp graduates are going to be up for grabs for $10,000 grant from Differential Ventures, which is an absolutely phenomenal opportunity for one of the ideas this weekend to get some legs, get out there and get themselves sorted with some money to get going. So one last time, a massive thank you again to our local partners. We couldn't put on such an amazing event without these guys. So we really just thank you all for coming on board and look forward to working with you again, hopefully in the future for another startup weekend. So it looks like it's time to pitch before I move on to the next slide, because the next slide, guys, is the top 10 teams that are coming through. So our judges had all day between about 1:30 to 5 p.m. to select their top 10 teams that are going to be viewed tonight. So I'm now going to announce the list. And following that, we're going to go into a play of each of them. So you're going to get to see their 4-minute video, and I'll introduce every single one of them in between. So get a beer, get a popcorn, get a snack, whatever you want alongside you, and enjoy these, because the guys have put you as a participant, and for anyone else out there who's watching, over I think it was 70 participants stuck out 54 hours of entrepreneurship, from finding a problem, getting a solution to find it, and then going out and validating it. So a huge congratulations to every single participant that took part, and to the top 10 teams that got selected. Congratulations. So here's our final 10 teams that are going to be viewed tonight, that you have the very privilege at home to tune in and watch. We have Fever Finder, Lifeguard, Prediction PPE, Me Billboard, Gather Round, Go Outside, Peer Share Support, Map Your Shop, You Need UV, and Local Breaks. So guys, just want to congratulate you all again, and let's kick it off. So it's pitch time. So first up, we have Fever Finder.
Fever Finder is a system we've developed to help get Ireland back to work. At the moment, people do not feel safe going to work in case they're working with other people who might be ill. Access to testing and other systems at the moment is quite limited. We are going to help business and society reopen by empowering employees to check themselves for fever before going to work, communicate their status to their employer in a simple and intuitive manner. With Fever Finder, we use LCT thermometer strips that, when placed on the head in 15 seconds, will tell you if your temperature is raised above your normal level. We also give people educational material to explain to them how to use these strips, and an app that will help inform their employer if there's an issue. Temperature is the most common symptom of COVID-19. Detecting this early and allowing people to be isolated before they interact with others will reduce the infection rate. There are other symptoms of COVID-19, and not everyone is symptomatic, but this is a common and effective and cheap way to find people who are infected with COVID-19. When you wake up in the morning, you place a LCT strip on your head. In about 15 seconds, this strip that lasts about 2 years and is entirely reusable will tell you if you have a raised temperature. You can then inform, using a mobile phone app, your employer, and take part in their HR procedures. We talked to the retail industry. Of the 12 employers we surveyed, 83% of them were enthusiastic to try this system. Employees were even more enthusiastic. 98% of employees surveyed would use such a system to give themselves peace of mind, and also to help their co-workers and colleagues. In terms of revenue, the production cost is €2.50 per unit. We aim to have a sales cost. Our current sales cost is €5 per unit. All these costs include promotion, advertising, production of the app, things like that. This is obviously a huge problem in a huge market area. And so in terms of numbers of units, you can see a vast need for this at the moment. So if you would like to use Fever Finder, please get in contact with us, and we'll help you keep your employees safe. Thank you very much.
Well, huge congratulations for Fever Finder, our first one up of the night. So next up, guys, I would like to introduce Team 4, which is Lifeguard, to the stage. Enjoy.
Time and safety are of the essence in the current situation and can decide between life and death. Our mission is to provide safe, long-term protection for patients and frontline health workers to keep them healthy and provide them with the much-needed extra time to save lives. Doctors wash their hands over 100 times in an 8-hour shift. This is around 167,000 hours, which could be spent saving lives instead. Other problems are high infection rates. For example, 50% of infections could be avoided with proper protection. Skin problems and no long-term protection are other problems. All this raises the questions if current hand sanitizers are up for the job. So how does it work? Our lotions contains active natural ingredients which get switched on by light and kill virus and bacteria. The hand sanitizer is easy to use and provides long-lasting protection over hours.
Thanks, Lena. So we can see from the graph there that the market for hand sanitizers is set to grow to 9.9 billion by 2024. And this is only driven by growth from the WHO recommendations and also from government policies. We saw from the COVID-19 outbreak that hand sanitizers in demand rose by 1,400% in demand. We also see that hand gel is the best place to go. And according to Bloomberg Intelligence, over-the-counter health products are set to grow 5 to 6%. And this is a market that all the big players have underestimated. It also seems to be loose. So we did some customer research and we came up with some interesting findings. We can see that from the graph that the majority of people want natural products. We can also see that they would buy our product also. So again, another few facts was that 75% of health workers sanitize 5 or more a day. And consumers will pay €3 to €5 per 50 ml.
Just like toilet paper, our product is definitely a must-have. What sets us apart from our other competitors, Carex, Curex, and Dettol, is that our product is toxic-free and skin-friendly. It ensures 7 hours of protection versus our competitors that only protect at the point of action, and it kills 99.9% of bacteria and viruses.
So where we're at? At the moment, we're at stage 1. We have developed the initial formulation and an MVP and have tested it in a laboratory setting. We are now starting tests to provide efficiency against bacteria and viruses, and will then move on to the other stages. This will give us a total about 2 months of lead time until we're ready from testing to entering the market.
The social impact of our product is phenomenal. It reduces transmissions, saves time, and protects the 1 million elderly people in Ireland that are cocooning. Initially, our contract manufacturer will distribute our product, and we hope to sell to agencies such as Vital Communications. Once distribution channels are set up in hospitals, we can start looking at retail distribution for our consumers. We also hope to apply our technology to detergents, soaps, wipes, and according to Donald Trump, maybe even vaccines, but just kidding.
So from our cost research, we can see that a production of €3 per 500 ml, which gives a profit of €4.7 per bottle per 50 ml. And given the fact that 6% of healthcare workers will pay €5 more, we can see decent profit markups here. So then there's some added costs, initial antibacterial testing, distribution, and also some marketing costs. This is why we need seed funding, to build our economies of scale so we can invest in the production of other products using our technology.
So who are we? We're a dedicated team of business developers and scientists who are passionate to help in the current crisis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. So 2 down, and I think it's already really obvious about the amount of work that the teams have just put in over these last 54 hours. I am already blown away. There is so much that is done. And for any of you out there who didn't take part in this weekend or haven't been to a startup weekend or just tuning in, it's such a different experience to be doing this online. So seeing the amount of effort and seeing these guys not only coming and doing a startup weekend for the first time or working with new people for the first time, but now having to completely present for the very first time all online, a whole presentation. These guys are absolutely smashing online collaboration right now. So a big shout out to Team 3 and Team 4 that just went on. And next up, we're going to have Team 5, Prediction PPE.
Hello folks, welcome to Team 5 Prediction PPE, our short presentation. Our solution is a predictive analytics solution for PPE in healthcare. The problem. The problem we are trying to solve is the loss of life due to inadequate and shortages in PPE supply. From our research, we have also noticed that there is bottlenecks in the PPE supply chain, and organizations are taking a reactive approach to purchasing decisions around PPE. The solution. Our platform aims to support buyers to get exactly what they need from verified sellers. We use real-time data and predictive analytics to match buyers and sellers on our marketplace. The validation. Over the weekend, we have had the opportunity to talk to customers all over the world. Here is an example of some customers who said they would love to use our solution and they would be interested in paying for it. The target market. Our target market is divided into two: healthcare facilities and governments. The market size. Before the pandemic began, it was estimated the PPE market size in 2016 was 40 billion. It is now unknown the actual size of the market due to the pandemic, and also before the pandemic, it was estimated by 2025 the size of the PPE market would be 58 billion, but we believe it will be a lot more now. I will now pass you over to Ian.
Hi everyone, we'll go over our competitive advantages. We have set up predictive data gathering, direct analytics, direct to buyers. We've also partnered with a procurement company who has experience with manufacturing companies in China and logistics companies around the world. Business and revenue model. Our platform will be based on a software as a service model. So we'll have fee-paying tiered accounts for organization, as well as different types of accounts for sellers. We'll have commission based on larger orders, larger order quantities, and we'll have advertising for sellers for buyers' searches in their accounts. This is our team. Cahill, you've already heard from. Dara Kroll, me, Ian Graham, and Baden Dennis. Our future roadmap. Even post-COVID-19, predictive analytics will be a growing industry with even more demand than we can even imagine. Expansion into other areas of supplies, expanding the prediction modeling, the data solutions to other areas and industries, and expanding the business to the four corners of the world. Any questions? We look forward to them. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Team 5, Prediction PPE. Great presentation. And I'm also always so surprised because now I'm thinking when you go to a normal startup weekend and when you're trying to even build out a business, you have to pave the paths and go out and ask questions and get onto the street and survey those customers. And these guys, none of these teams were able to do that this weekend. So what did they have to do? They had to do everything online. So when you see the validation and you see the amount of work that they had to do and change how they would normally approach something, it's really amazing to see all the stats and the figures and just finding new ways of doing things. Like everything at this stage with COVID-19, so much is so uncertain, but we just have to make do with what we can. And seeing the guys work really hard this weekend on making sure that they can still do everything and really complete that lean canvas business model that we got, all doing it online, is pretty remarkable. So great job, guys. And up next, we're going to have Team 8, Meet Billboard.
I'm Álvaro Criado. I'm an industrial engineer.
Hi, I'm here. I'm a software developer.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a business strategist and developer. We are Meet Billboard. We are a live input directory that allows local businesses to connect directly with customers in their locality. Learn, adapt, repeat. It's what our local businesses are being forced to do. But a lack of information on local businesses is fueling the increase in unemployment. Many local shops have been forced to close as a result of COVID-19, but have adopted new ways to conduct business locally but customers don't know about it. Our survey research shows that only 43% of customers are aware of how local businesses are operating in these times. Local businesses have begun adopting an online presence to notify local customers, but simply don't have the following to generate more awareness around this. 48% of people surveyed stated that social media was the medium they used for finding out if stores were open. When uncertain, over 55% of customers completely abandoned local purchase. Customers' desire for certain goods and services has not disappeared as a result of having to stay indoors. In these uncertain times where marketing expenses have dropped dramatically to sustain businesses, we asked, what if there was a way to inform all your nearby customers and generate awareness for your efforts despite COVID-19? So we set out. We got speaking with our customers and users, and alongside them, we developed this solution. Me Billboard opens a new channel of communication between local businesses and customers nearby. Here, businesses can update their customers with live posts about what's going on. Customers can also post wanted goods or services and be connected with a provider nearby. Using the consumer's location, our platform displays messages live from a restricted radius. Customers nearby can view live updates about the operating status of local businesses in these uncertain COVID-19 times. Information such as opening hours, available delivery services, products available, and adjusted business practices. It's simple. Your local business can now inform you, and you can inform them about your desired goods or services. This is a global problem, so it needs a global response. While collecting responses in Ireland, we went further and connected with people around Europe to learn about their experiences too. We found that 40% of customers are still traveling to stores to find out if they're open. We discovered that one of the main factors preventing businesses from conducting business was the lack of a marketplace, despite the measures in place to help them provide services without having a storefront. Our platform is free for consumers to access. We're using a SaaS business model. We charge local businesses a monthly fee of €10 a month. We've restricted the area that business messages will display in. Businesses will have the ability to extend their reach by increasing the radius changes, and this is reflected in their monthly subscription fee. We believe we have the capability to get to 50 local businesses online within 2 weeks. We would like to pilot our product into different regions around the country before rolling it out. We are not just a directory. We are facilitating dialogue between members of communities. In these uncertain times, we are all in this together.
And another great presentation from Me Billboard. Thank you very much. I think for anybody who's only tuning in and wasn't with us again for the rest of the weekend or for the last 54 hours, teams had different opportunities to bring forth and pitch ideas prior to the startup weekend. So it's amazing to see that so many people had such a diverse set of ideas and challenges that they wanted to solve and provide solutions and work on over the weekend. We had everything looking at business and communities, business and economies, people and communities, and we had health, education, and you can already see from the first 4 pitches that so many challenges got looked at, and some might resonate with you, some might not, you might not have thought of as being an issue. And I think what's great is we had such a bundle of different ideas, from looking at health problems right now and issues to also, like just Me Billboard is looking at, is future issues and solving future problems with businesses and economies going forward. So stay tuned, because there is definitely some more great challenges and opportunities that people are looking at. And our next opportunity and solution that we're going to look at is Team 10, Gather Round.
2. Millions are grieving the loss of loved ones while isolated from their community, a double tragedy. Societal scars from COVID-19 will be deep and long-lasting. The emotional health fallout is unknown. Isolation, stress, and grief increases likelihood of health problems. COVID-19 related deaths in Ireland surpassed 1,000 people this weekend. 30,000 people in the UK, 50,000 people in the US, and a staggering 200,698 people globally. That's 200,698 rich, varied lives ended. Assuming 12 close family members, that's nearly 2.5 million people grieving in isolation across the planet. If you include the extended family, friends, neighbours, this number grows greatly. We surveyed 186 people from 13 different nationalities with ages ranging from 16 to 75 to validate our assumptions. We also rang and interviewed 9 funeral homes across the country to learn about their current pain points. On average, 67% of people felt they can't adequately express their grief with the pandemic. People want to find ways to honour their loved ones and grieve together. 82% were interested in sharing a story or message with their bereaved family. 65% felt they would be willing to share stories and messages online. 70% felt they would be interested in creating a digital legacy for their loved ones. The funeral directors we spoke to saw the need to help families adjust to the fact that only 10 people would be allowed to attend the funeral. They simply don't know how. Funeral directors are traditionally conservative, slow adopters of tech. However, 2 young funeral directors really embraced our idea. One funeral director in Cork loved it so much they want to pilot with us. They see the need and urgency for Gather Round. Gather Round is a social enterprise that provides an online platform to help grieving communities find meaningful, lasting human touchpoints to celebrate loved ones. Now a short demo. Our values, Gather Round's core values, are providing community, connectivity and compassion in a time of need. To the grieving communities, the service is free. Our B2B platform as a service model for funeral directors will be charged a flat rate of €50 per online community. We also sell digital and physical collections of the shared memories in a scrapbook format. We have approximated the revenues and costings for running the platform. Initially, we will pilot with a funeral director in Cork and explore partnerships with media and corporations like GAFA, Microsoft, Zoom. From our competitor analysis, you can see that we make sure to incorporate key features that we have validated with potential end users. We estimate the MVP development will take 3 to 4 weeks. We have developed future growth plans. Why us? We have a diverse skill set, which is a perfect blend to make Gather Round happen.
And thank you very much, Gather Round. So guys, we're halfway through. I know, but that just means that there's still 5 more that we can listen to now and have the privilege of watching. And it goes without saying again, everyone clearly here is an absolute winner. The amount of effort and the ideas and the solutions, there really can't just be one winner that gets congratulated here, because every idea has a place and has a problem that it's really solving for the Irish community and globally. It's insane because we're no longer just facing this on our own. These are all solutions that can be applied to the whole global community, the world, that everybody is experiencing some challenges, and everybody here has created an idea that could be implemented and could solve so many problems for so many people. So getting on to our next one and heading into the second half of these, we have Team 11, Go Outside.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Brennan. I'm here to talk to you about Go Outside. My other teammates are Circa Duffy and Adam Lamb. This is a picture of my mother, age 6. She's now in her 70s. In the picture, she's standing outside playing. She is now sitting in her living room. She's been cocooning since around about the 12th of March. Lately, she has felt that she needs to get outside for her physical health and her mental health. But getting outside is just not a nice experience. We spoke to lots of people over the course of the weekend, 9 interviews, surveys. We spoke to people of all different ages. We read news reports, we looked at whatever information was out there. The key insights that came from this are people are exercising more. From our own surveys and from surveys done in the UK, it says that exercising is up at least 2/3. People are exercising in the same locations, so they're all exercising around their neighbourhoods, not so much in open spaces or parks. Their main concern is other people, so naturally they're worried about other people getting too close. And their main concern is also about those cocooning. So people in their 20s and 30s aren't that concerned about themselves, they're concerned about their parents and how they're coping when they're outside. The big thing that came across was getting outside is less about physical health than it is mental health. People said that it's helping them to cope with what's going on, and they really need it. It's a necessity. So our big problem is we need to keep people apart while still allowing them the freedom to go outside, that all important freedom. So we came up with Go Outside. The concept provides real-time information to people on open spaces and how busy they are and how quiet they are. It uses technology that is non-intrusive, so it uses thermal people counters. These would be installed at the entrances to parks and public spaces and would count the people walking through. This means we get a really high level of accuracy. It's totally anonymous. You don't even have to have the cameras turned on. There's no dependency on location services, so people don't need to be concerned about their data. It's not collecting anything. The business model that we thought we should go with for this, in terms of revenue streams, we felt we could advertise on the app, but also public authorities would be really, really interested in this. I spoke to somebody today from Hove, Brighton and Hove City Council. They work for their public health division, and their number one item on their agenda post the emergency of COVID is people's mental health. And they have promised to invest money specifically into mental health and anything that can be done to promote mental health and to improve people's mental health. So we built a prototype. We tested this online anonymously with people that we didn't know. And the reaction was really, really positive. 50% said yes, they would definitely use it. Only 15% said no, they wouldn't. And the rest, the 35%, were maybes. We got some really positive comments. People said it would save them making an unnecessary journey. People miss walking in parks, but people make them anxious. So this really, really did address that need that they have, and you could almost sense, a feeling of calm from some of the comments when they saw that they would get this information. That's it. 4 minutes goes really fast. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
So thank you to team number 11. That was Go Outside that you just seen there. I think it's really important that all of these ideas have the opportunity to, take those next steps. And we'll be seeing tonight when the judges are placing the top, first, second, and special prize, the prizes of being able to pitch at Elkstone Ventures and at NDRC. It's super important to have next steps like these. And we're so happy and so proud to be able to partner with the likes of these and bring them on board and offer amazing ideas like the ones you've just heard, that opportunity to really go that next step, because these problems they're real, they're now, it's not a want, it's a need. So I'm really happy that this opportunity, this event is here, and these amazing pitches and our partners are all supporting each other to hopefully get the next few ideas out and solve some global problems for people. So thank you, Team 11. And up next, we've Team 13, peershare.support.
Look at the solution. Online support groups. Yes, we're looking at doing it. Online support groups where people can come together, meet online for an hour or two once a week, and where they can communicate with each other. What we're doing is trying to match people up who are similar interests. So it could be, for example, a music group where people can come on and spend 2 hours singing music together as a group. As we have seen, it's worked. Big bands have done it and done live streaming. So that's possible. That's an example, one example. Community support groups once we move past COVID-19, and peer one-on-one matching once we have someone on a community support group and we see that they match with someone else. So what makes us different? I guess our structure is this way. We're peer-led. So what peer-led means is we have individuals who is, after being through mental health issues before, who now want to give back. So that's really, really important. They are our facilitators, and they are what we call life experience. So what that means is all our groups are going to be peer-led. So we'll have several peers who's volunteered in an area involved in the group, and then we'll have individuals who are feeling unwell and feeling down, and they'll also be part of the group. What's also important with our group is we don't believe in this sitting around in a circle talking. What we want to do is we want to lead on activity, really looking at, how Min's Shed work really successful in Min, and looking at that. So basically, people's interest, people will join based on interest. A music group, a STEM group, a woodwork group, and they will then join. They'll, of course, talk about mental health issues, but they'll do it while they're actively doing stuff. So what's really important for us is that our peers are getting support. Our facilitators are also getting support. So yes, we're not doing it based on, based on professionals, but our professionals are still involved. Professionals are involved from a facilitator level. So our facilitators will then be supporting, will be get support from professionals. So we also have the full circle: professionals, facilitators, peers. Yes, I guess looking at statistics, 60% agreed that there is a need for a platform like PeerShare and they would use it. And 30% of people said they actually would prefer peer-to-peer matching instead of traditional counseling, which is really interesting. And I have to say, I suffered myself a few years ago, and I would say the same thing. I would really, really prefer that. Looking at a 50% increase in mental health problems since COVID-19. That's a massive jump. 55% people feel like they are worse since it started. And so as you can see, some of the feedback here from people as well on the line there. We can see here 45% think they haven't, but others think they do. But on the right hand side, we can see people ranking at how they actually would like support. Online counseling leading ahead there by a tiny bit, but peer support groups and one-on-one peer support is actually ahead. And very, very close to that online. So how will we plan to do it? Business model. Stage 1, we start with COVID-19. We start now. We need to start now. We need to support our people now more than ever. Stage 2, we move to Ireland, expand here in Ireland, looking from the online, move into community where people can start meeting up again, and then the one-on-one matchups as we do this along the way. Then move to Europe after that, and then after all this, we move internationally, of course. If the structure and the platform works here, why wouldn't it work anywhere else? It's all just about bringing it across there. Restricted funding, how are we going to fund this? Restricted is grants. Look at grants and funding from the government. So yes, look at Peel House, for example, it gets over 2 million a year for restricted deliveries as part of their deliverables. We hope to do the same. That will be one of our aims, but also unrestricted funding. Online platform solution. We're going to build an online platform. There's other organizations across the country and across Europe and the world who actually wants and looking for solutions like this. Why can't we offer them a solution as a whiteboard, as a white label, and let them lead on our platform also, and let them be able to support their people. Peer support employee schemes. Of course, employee schemes are really important right now, and there's so many of them going across the country and always want to support their employees. So yes, why not do a mental health one where their people can join a group, or we can create a group within their company to support people around mental health. Community support is around fundraising, of course, as always, for any non-profit organization like we aim to be ourselves. So roadmap: online first, move into the community, then one-on-one matching, and then the big aim is an out-of-hours cafe in a few years' time, probably 3 years' time, where we'd have one outside of mental health units where people end up in A&E for hours waiting to be assessed. Well, why not move them away from that and not the place to be when you're feeling down, and have them in a comfortable place, assessed by a nurse first of all. If she deems that this person needs to be assessed by a psychologist, yes, that will happen. We'll keep them in a nice and comfortable environment where we have volunteers to talk to them in the meanwhile and keep them happy, and then they're assessed and brought to wherever and whatever help they may need. What's the difference? Our, I guess, competitor is here. You can see a group of them. The traditional stuff is there all the time. What we want to really do different is life experience. So we want to move a person from that, I guess, the professional services back to community.
So thank you very much from peershare.support. So what you're probably thinking right now is, God, these are really good, and they probably knew each other all coming into these 54 hours, and these teams, they've obviously well gelled, got the work done. Like, of course, this was going to have such a good outcome. You'd be wrong. These people didn't even know each other 54 hours ago and came from such diverse backgrounds. So you can imagine trying to get to know somebody and try to solve a whole new problem at the same time. We had people coming from different backgrounds in the health industry, in innovation, in marketing, business. We had some really great students from all over Ireland, and they just came together and wanted to do something, wanted to solve something that they all had shared in common, which is tackling COVID-19. So our next team is another new bunch that got together for the first time on Friday, and here we have Map Your Shop.
Hi everyone. My name is Shauna Chu, and I am the COO of Map Your Shop. The problem with our current situation is that we are going into a supermarket and putting ourselves at risk of catching COVID-19. We are putting ourselves in unnecessary contact for trying to find food in aisles. We have people going into supermarkets who generally didn't go into supermarkets before, such as a son or a daughter trying to find food for an elderly relative. What is the solution to this? The solution, sorry, I should actually state that before. Well, do you want to start that again? Sorry.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, I forgot about that slide. Sorry, excuse my language. Okay, start again. Hi everyone, my name is Shauna Chu, and I am the COO of Map Your Shop. The current problem that we are faced with is that we are putting ourselves at unnecessary risk of catching COVID-19 by going into supermarkets, being stressful, running around aisles, trying to find products that may not necessarily be in stock. We have elderly relatives depending on younger relatives who may have never been in those supermarkets to try and find products. To give you an idea of what this looks like, this is before you're going into your supermarket, you're trying to find stock, you're running around between aisles, causing chaos. What if the solution was our app, and this is the after? You input your list into our app, it gives you a guided route through the supermarket to get in and out as quickly as possible and not searching for items that may potentially be out of stock. So unlike our competitors, 411 or Inside Point, we have an app that is white labeled for retailers that allows you to easily input your shopping list. It searches through the store inventory, allows you to add the products into your shopping map, and once this is done, it gives you a map throughout the store to find those products quickly, to get in and out, and don't put yourself at risk of catching COVID-19. So our growth to date is that we have conducted a survey. 63% are willing to use our app, 74% are actually likely to use the app to stock check items. And like I said before, 86% have relatives dependent and will definitely find this beneficial. Our supermarket validation, so we have actually received a letter of intent from a retailer with a network of 200 stores to roll this out across 6 stores in the country. We also have a letter of intent from a large Southeast development of shops to also roll this out. So our business model is a white label app that will be sold to supermarket chains such as SuperValu and Tesco. This will be a monthly charge that can be invoiced monthly or annually depending on the retailer. This charge is $1,500 per month per store, and we will initially be selling this direct to retailers. So our financial is that our first year will be 900K, growing to 1.4 million revenue in year 3. This will be sought from the monthly reoccurring or annually invoices from supermarkets. Our costs include wages, cost of acquisition, office and IT overheads, and beacons and installation. We invite you to follow us on social media to stay up to date for when our app releases. So thank you for your time today, and we hope to see you in a supermarket soon, not looking crazy. Thank you.
And thank you from Map Your Shop. And one thing they mentioned that was really important there that I don't think we even shared was, guys, I hope you're following us all on social media and you're tweeting about this and you're sharing the love and sharing the different ideas, maybe that you think are relevant to you or that relates to maybe the circumstance you're in, or that you think that really needs to be solved right now, and go ahead and go forward and be brought into the world. So please make sure to follow us. Our hashtag, if you are tweeting or doing anything on any social, is hashtag SW COVID IRL, and you can follow us over on our Twitter at SW Ireland _. So guys, that was Map Your Shop, and up next we have Team 16, You Need UV.
For our team 16 on reusable PPE, You Need UV. I want to present the idea on behalf of our team. So we've a lot of expertise in relation to healthcare management, nursing, technical and commercial experience, and medical device innovation and 3D printing. So the problem that we're looking at is the lack of PPE. So there are huge shortages, hyped up prices, long waiting times, unreliable stock and delivery, as we saw what happened with the China delivery, restricted access by end users. So we have a quote here from an end user, which is a staff nurse in a nursing home. She said, "When I asked for PPE equipment to protect the residents, myself and my staff, I was told no. Some of our residents died a week later. I haven't been able to come to terms with what happened." So we believe there's a real issue with regard to procurement. It's leading to increased infection and deaths. 25% of healthcare worker or of COVID positive patients in Ireland are healthcare workers. It's leading to sick and absenteeism and increased waste and pollution. So our solution is the sourcing and provision of UV cabinets. So according to Dr. Rowan and Dr. Lafferty in the NUIG, the reprocessing of PPE using novel decontamination approaches is essential to protecting our frontline workers. UV radiation significantly breaks down microorganisms' DNA, which stops them from replicating. We would like to put forward the idea of sourcing and supplying UV cabinets to healthcare facilities. These UV cabinets are similar to those already used in universities, nationally and internationally, but on a very small level in Ireland. We propose a small, cheaper version for smaller facilities and nursing homes, and for larger facilities, we propose a design for a mask holder, which will be available to use then for the larger cabinets that they already have access to. Many hospitals and facilities, as we said, are using these internationally, including the Cleveland Clinic in America, University of Nebraska, and it's being used in practice in the Cleveland Clinic in Abu Dhabi. So in our study from the Cleveland Clinic, it outlines the procedure by which PPE may be decontaminated. We have researched the doses of UV light that are required, and the proposed cabinet will provide the required level for decontamination. We want to highlight that this isn't something that should become routine practice. N95 masks for decontamination is not part of it as routine practice, but it's something that may need to happen in crisis situations, and this is further backed up by the CDC. Our business model is that we would envision selling 10 cabinets to start off with at a cost of €400 per cabinet, which gives a profit of €200 per cabinet. This profit of €2,000 then will be used to purchase a further 100 cabinets. We estimate that there are 450 facilities in Ireland that would require these cabinets, and optimal staffing training could be provided as well, which would be additional €200 per installation. We see this as a solution for healthcare systems and facilities with regard to the additional costs of PPE, which would be €1,500 in just 30 days, and increased sick leave costs, which is estimated at €4,000 in 30 days. This is taken from a sick leave study on Cavan Hospital by the RCSI. In our SWOT, we see this as an innovative solution to a national problem. We estimate, as we said, that there are a number of healthcare facilities in Ireland that could use this. We have evidence-based research and first-hand accounts. So we have accounts of how it was used in the wards and hospitals in Abu Dhabi, and that it's working well there. Weaknesses is that other providers may begin to supply the UV cabinet. Opportunities are that we could expand to the retail and beauty and other industries, and threats are the longevity of this when it comes to an end. The competition, we believe that we're ahead of the curve in relation to this, and with regard to decontamination by chemical processes, the research will show that this can degrade masks, which our process does not lead to. Thanks very much, and we look forward to doing a Q&A with you in the live session.
And thank you very much to You Need UV. So guys, it's kind of coming to that time right now where we're getting to the very last presentation. I cannot believe already the standard is so high. 54 hours to form a whole team with a bunch of new people you've never met from different skill sets. You have to get to know each other, all coming together to solve one problem, build out a solution, get mentors in, have guidance from your champion facilitators, ask tons of questions because you're on new technology you haven't used before, and then come together to submit and bring forward a 4-minute pitch. It's absolutely phenomenal, the amount of work they put in and what teams have done in just these little short 54 hours. I know when I participated in my very first one, the first thing I left feeling, and I do every single time that I take part now, is, God, what do people do with 54 hours? And it's things like this that make you really just go back and reflect on how to really be productive and what you get done in this amount of time when you have such a great team, and collaboration and inspiration and motivation and everything else in between is just amazing. And I'm so delighted to get to share this with all of you. And so last round, last one, Team 18, local breaks.
Let's go. Hi, we are Local Breaks. Let's face it, you probably won't be traveling abroad this year, and if some predictions are right, that may even extend to next year. International travel for 2020 is expected to fall by as much as 30% due to the COVID-19 outbreak, endangering the hospitality industry, which in Ireland alone is valued to 7.6 billion euros to the country's economy and directly employs 180,000 people. It's estimated that 140,000 Irish people have already lost their job in the industry, and it's predicted this will rise to 200,000 very soon. That's 4% of the population. We reached out to the public to understand their travel plans for the year. It's supported that an important majority of them will be traveling within their home countries, and that they very much encourage the idea of supporting local businesses that are endangered. So what if we gave stay at home a cheerful new meaning? Our holidays abroad may have been put on hold, but once restrictions ease, this is our opportunity to reconnect with our beautiful country and to help support the local hospitality businesses. This is what Local Breaks offers. It connects the dots between us, domestic travelers, and local hotels who offer daytime access to their premium amenities like their spa, swimming pool, or fitness center. That's not just it. We can also make our own day packages and add in a lunch, brunch, or dinner to enhance our experience. We want our booking platform to offer hotels a chance to customize their offering and give them the opportunity to maximize all their available facilities in order to generate a much needed additional revenue stream. Domestic travelers will have the chance to make use of the hotel's facilities. For example, one may choose to go for a day spa and an afternoon tea, while another prefers to use the hotel's gym before dinner. Unlike the services already out there, such as Airbnb Experience or Day Use, Local Breaks will focus on creating meaningful and local experiences. And we have already spoken to professionals of the industry who support our idea and confirm there is an urgent need to maximize their revenue streams. Our business model will operate in the best way it can to support our local hospitality businesses. Hotels will subscribe to an annual subscription fee that will give them the opportunity to manage themselves, their weekly offerings, enabling them to maximize their revenue streams depending on the forecasted revenue. Moreover, with a lower transaction fee than Booking.com, we will charge 10% on each transaction. Thanks to the networking effect, we predict a hockey stick growth. And this is just the beginning. We want to offer our partnered hotels and other small businesses the opportunity to collaborate together and offer domestic travelers tailor-made local weekends. Then, as other countries will suffer from the sudden loss of international travelers, we will expand to France and Italy, who are heavily relying on incoming tourists. We have a great team working on the project. With our specialized and various skills, we will be able to bring local breaks to life. Thank you very much for listening.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. A huge round of applause for absolutely every single participant, organizer, teammate, mom, dad, brother, sister, relatives, entrepreneurs, marketers, the judges, partners. I am naming everybody because everybody just needs to give a massive round of applause. This is all done and thanks to a massive community coming behind it. I think it's a special note of mention to the Irish community leader who got the ball rolling on this whole global initiative in the beginning, Jean Murphy, who was with us all weekend and will be back again later. It's absolutely phenomenal what has happened over these short few weeks, 2.5 weeks, guys. It's not that long. And we really just pulled together. And as you can see, these guys have had even a shorter time to prepare these amazing 4 minutes of business ideas, solutions, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Each one of the organizers, each 13 of us, I'm sure they join me in saying this, a massive congratulations to every single participant that took part, that signed up, that, you know, maybe you weren't that confident coming in on Friday, and maybe you're just even now realizing that, you know, technology is not all that scary, or joining something online isn't all that hard, or you know what, giving a go at entrepreneurship and really going after a dream isn't all that bad. I would honestly say just have a good team behind you. Go out, ask the community. Ireland is so supportive with our community, with other entrepreneurs. We're all going through something right now, and I just want to thank everyone for putting together their presentations. And now it's over to the judges. So right now what's happening is the judges are going over to a lovely little Google Hangout together, chilling with each other, and like you guys, they're meeting each other probably for the first time as well, and they're going to be deliberating on what we just had there. So if you're a participant and you're wondering what you should be doing next, is we have the most amazing channel set up so that you can go and have a few beers in the pub. So if you hop back to Discord, you can join everybody in the pub, bring a tea, bring a coffee, bring a slice of pizza, just bring yourself and some chats and banter, and we will have some of the organizers and the rest of us in there. If you're not a participant, we'd suggest tuning back in at 7 p.m. But for now, guys, I just want to say a big thank you and a big goodbye from the rest of us, from all of us here at Techstars and the Ireland community. Thank you. We'll see you later when we come back with the judges' results. Bye for now.